Well, if you're watching the stream and you're listening to me in Discord, then you need to mute the stream. So that you do not hear me 2 times. And aha. Here is the chat for YouTube. Is there anyone listening on YouTube that can help me figure out if I've got my voice communicating correctly over YouTube? Hi, Stu. Thank you. That is helpful. All right. Yeah, we had a major outage this morning that made a few things difficult, but it seems like we've got it all fixed now. We are missing the dog, as you can see up there. We are missing the dog. She has, I don't know, wandered off somewhere. You have joined Midjourney's prompt troubleshooting jam session where we troubleshoot problem prompts. If you have a problem prompt and you would like to puzzle over it in company of other prompt crafters, please step up and paste your prompt into the chat and we will descend upon it and help you out. Welcome Brenda, Dapey, Grabenbach, Ipsady, Mick, Stu, and Himbo. Welcome to the folks that are joining via Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I am going to unmute the usual suspects just in case anyone would like to join me on voice. I am the owl today. I am always an owl, but today I have the face of an owl. I am curious whether this will be my computer really struggles to do video encoding. So using the owl is one way to short circuit that. It's a little bit easier on the computer. My poor ancient dinosaur of a computer, it's true. It is true. I'm supposed to have another head nod going on, but it's not working. So could anyone at all please use their microphone so I can make sure that you guys are working?
Testing. I am testing my microphone.
Okay.
Testing.
Beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you, YouTube folks who are confirming that we are working here on Midjourney's prompt troubleshooting jam session. You are not too late. Welcome. Alien Moon, do you have a problem prompt that you would like to puzzle over with us? If so, just paste it in this chat right here. where my arm's waving, right here, in this area. And we will help you out. Just here to learn. Okay. Well, I thought I would go through how to change the style. You couldn't hear Johnny on YouTube. What? Okay, Johnny, recite the alphabet.
Couldn't hear me on YouTube. I never heard of such a thing. A, a B, a C, a D, E, F, G,
Thank you.
H,
Now,
I, K.
my computer definitely thinks that you're being communicated to YouTube. So it's possible though that you're very quiet.
I am kind of quiet.
I
I
can
recently turned
fix
on
that.
voice isolation, but
You sound like a robot today, which you normally don't.
huh. Oh.
But there's lots of trouble across the internet with AWS at all kicking our butts. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe you can leave the call and come back and we'll see if that fixes the robot.
Yeah, I just turned up my input volume. Is this any better?
Oh, now you sound like a louder robot, but it is
Good.
better.
I'll leave and come back.
Okay. Alrighty. Now let me unmute Johnny again. Try again, Johnny.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, well, you sound the same to me. But that's
Same.
okay.
Still robotic?
Still robotic. Is that just me? It's possible that my system is just
Let me see. Let me try my. I'll turn the voice isolation off.
okay.
What about now? Is this like
Sounds the
normal?
same to me.
Hmm.
It's not normal.
Okay.
What's going on?
Hmm.
Okay. Very good. It's probably just my computer crapping out. Which is fine. I've got an upgraded computer, but it's a Mac, and transforming my setup to that is a huge project, and I haven't tackled it. I will be honest with you. Little pun there. Aren't I a hoot? So, in the absence of any questions, I thought I would go through how to change the style from one thing to another. We had identified some sort of process for this as a community, and I just wanted to practice it a little and see if that idea of being able to change something from a photograph to a sketch or a sketch to a photograph can be a consistent workflow. So let's do that until someone has a question from for the group. So here's my create screen. Actually, I have an idea. Let me... Oh, actually, it doesn't matter. Okay. So let's say we want to change this fellow from this look to a normal photograph. Ebo says, do we have to keep the same elements exactly in the image but different styles? You don't have to. But what we get asked a lot about is, look, is there any way that I can like take my picture of my Roman legionnaire here and turn it into an anime picture? Or can I take this picture and turn it into a realistic photograph, like this guy is taking a picture with his iPhone or whatever? So, and the hardest way to do it is if it's a person's face, because one of the steps that we've discovered is using retexture, and one of the things retexture doesn't do is preserve the face. So you actually have to add some steps for face preservation. So, I mean, I don't really know what this guy looks like. He's not a friend of mine or anything. He's just a random picture that would just happen to be, I just happened to grab it for this exercise. So what I would do is I would grab the copy image URL of the image that I want. Now, my image happens to be in Create. Yours might be an uploaded image. And then go into Edit and do Edit from URL and paste in the URL that points to your image. Oh, Nev, thanks for letting me know that the XCOM is low quality. I'm not reporting any dropped frames, but God knows what's happening with the AWS outage, Nev. It's good to see, though. So step 1 is to get your image somehow to a URL. Step 2 is to bring that image via URL into the editor or via upload into the editor. And the next thing we want to do is switch from the edit to retexture. Now, these are supposed to be tabs. On my screen, the contrast is so low that I cannot actually tell that these are tabs. On your screen, your color and saturation and brightness might be such that you can tell that they're tabs. But make sure that you've clicked on retexture so that retexture tab is in the foreground, or you can just pray that you've done it right. I think it moves up a little when you click it. The next thing we want to do is re-describe the picture but in terms of the new style. So which direction do you guys want to take this? Do you want to take this to anime or children's book illustration or a more realistic photograph? Someone type a suggestion. Or use your microphone if you have it. You want to... Oh, we've got a black and white pencil drawing and a bronze statue. I'm going to choose the pencil drawing because it's a bigger change, Himbo. So now I would say, a black and white pencil sketch of a Roman legionnaire, I suppose, wearing a cape with epaulettes and ornate chest armor. He has short curly hair and a severe face with a stern expression. We can assign colors now. Ornate, let's see, bronze. We'll take Himbo's bronze chest armor. And I'll make his cape red. Oh, I can't. It's black and white. Okay. So then I submit the retexture, and I hope that I've anchored enough of the details that Midjourney has some guidance about how to change this. So you see how much the face changes? I think only the first one obeys the sort of severe stern expression thing. If I'm unhappy with the face, that's okay, because that's the next step. So after we say, well, this is what I meant, this is what I liked, this is what I wanted for my drawing, what you can do then is, let's see, upscale it to the gallery. I'm trying to remember the steps. And now it's in your gallery over here. And what we're going to do now is remix it using OREF, which should respect the style and the composition, but start to bring the face in closer to the face in the OREF. Now you can't remix. In that case, I have another solution. I feel like we've done this before, where I realize you can't remix. It's because of some moderation stuff. Actually, I secretly believe the moderation stuff is resolved, and they can now allow us to remix, and nobody switched it on. I'm just guessing. I don't know if that's true. That might not be true. But that's just my guess. Man, if I'm Sadie, if I'm really loud to you, then I must be insanely loud when I laugh like that. Okay, so now we cannot remix. Oh, we can. Subtle remix. And my OREF is going to be the bronze statue. Okay. So I'm remixing, and I've got the OREF is my statue, and I'm at 400. Now what I'm hoping is if I drop that down to default, which is 100, it won't bring in the dark blackness, the colors. Oh, remixing editor jobs is not supported. Whoo boy. Okay, so that's okay. That's all right. So we've got our Omni reference, and we've got an image prompt, and we've got a style reference. So step one, I'm going to reset Sage's. If Sadie, could you type these in for me while I'm talking so that people get notes? Okay, step one, upload the image that you want to change. Step two, get it into the editor and make sure you're in retexture mode. Step three, you can erase step one. You only need step two. Get it into the editor. And then choose retexture. Retexture it with a rich description of this new style and a re-description of the content of the composition. Step 4 is upload it and make that your image prompt and your style reference. Take the original picture and make it your Omni reference at default Omni reference weight. Run that. So you have an OREF, a style ref, and an image prompt. The style ref and the image prompt are the new style. The OREF is the original image. And the prompt is the same one you use for retexture. You're doing amazing, Sadie. Thank you. There you go. Now we have the dude's face. his severe patrician face. And we have the style from our prompt and the style reference and the image prompt 3 times. So I think, whoa, that's not what I meant to do. Hold on. I think that we could get it to look more like the style reference. So I'm going to see what happens if I max out my style reference to get it more pencil sketch like. And this is now blending the original face with the new style. So let's try it again with another style and see if we can follow Ipseides' notes. Ipseides' excellent notes there. And Brenda chose the style. Brenda, do any of these look anything like a pencil drawing to you? I mean, roughly they do to me, but it's not my favorite. I'm going to take the Omni strength down to 50 and see if that helps. Okay, community. What do you guys think in order as the next step to emphasize the pencil sketchedness? Increase the IW. Nice idea. Okay, let me go back to here. Oops, SW. IW. 3 is the max. So I'm maxing out the IW and the SW just for giggles. Remove the image prompt. Okay, I'm going to try that. Get rid of the image prompt. And then whatever works best, we'll say that's the next step for reinforcing the style. The OREF is really polluting it, hey? Lower the OREF even more. Let's put it on 10. Okay, let's try that. Hey, we're getting closer. What can we add to the prompt? Let's see. Black and white, hand-drawn pencil sketch with crosshatch pencil shading. Probably Himbo, but to be honest, at this moment, I do not remember. You're thinking use CREF in there to help reinforce the face? If it lets us. Okay. Oh, there you go. The prompt really helped. Now, does this look like our guy? I don't know. It's hard to say. I like that idea, Johnny, because now that we've beefed up the prompt, it'll give the prompt more time. How would you, Yakko, are you suggesting CREF during the retexture? Welcome, Snapdragon. Welcome, Redmond. All right, Snapdragon's excited about that too. Okay. Nice. I don't know if it looks like him, but all right, let's go back. Let's go back to the original image, grab the URL, go back to the editor, start a new one, edit from URL, the URL of our picture. And we're gonna use a graph to that picture as well. Oh, I have to put me on 6.1. There we go. He's sat there as a character reference now. I'm in retexture. I've got a character reference. I've got a hand-drawn pencil sketch. Let's see. With cross-hatch shading. Submitting the retexture this time with a CREF. I'm submitting it with a CREF of 10 as a second row. Thanks, Yakko. Oh, damn it. POD, I see it now. Snapdragon. Hello, Romanowski Kowalski, who said hello like 7 minutes ago. What I really need is somebody who hangs out on the other streams up there, so that we have someone who can call out to me when there's people there. Yeah. So we've got these, but also we have the ones, this is with Yakko saying CW10. Good job. So we want to, I don't know. I don't think his face is there enough. Yes, hello, Redmond. We are experimenting with what it takes to change the style of an image from a photograph to a sketch, from a sketch to a photograph, from a photograph to an animation looking thing, from an anime to a real photograph, from something that looks like Bart Simpson to something that looks like a photograph of Bart Simpson, but you know, with our own IP, not using other people's IP. But you know what I mean? Like moving the picture across styles from one style to another. So what we've done is we've developed the process, and we're trying to fine tune it so that if you have a character and you want the character to keep looking like that character, you have a fighting chance of having that character's face consistent across the styles. So we somehow upload the picture and give some prompts, or we generate the picture from scratch. Well, let's show Redman again, guys. We'll start over so that Redman can watch the whole process. If Sadie, are you still babysitting the notes? Okay. So the first thing you do is you go to midjourney.com. We're really starting over. Oh, that's Midjourney TV. Don't go to Midjourney TV. You'll just get distracted. You go to midjourney.com and you log in. You go to the edit tab. Now you can either edit an uploaded image, which, you know, you can go to your your hard drive and pick an uploaded image. Like we can pick this guy. Or you can use an image from a URL. Now we want to make this guy into a pencil sketch. So the first thing I do is, now that I've got him loaded up, Redman, is I make sure I go to Retexture tab. There's an Edit tab over here on the upper left and a Retexture tab on the upper left. So I'm going to choose Retexture. And then I'm going to type in the a description of the entire image that I want to see. So I want to see a hand-drawn pencil sketch with crosshatch shading of a young Indian man wearing a t-shirt with his arms crossed. A young Indian man, let's see, with a short beard and mustache and a short hairstyle, wearing a t-shirt with his arms crossed. Now, a hand-drawn black and white pencil sketch with his arms crossed. So you see how I'm not going to talk about his watch. I don't care whether his watch makes it or is reinterpreted. But the things that I want to anchor, I have to anchor. So I might say a smiling, like that. Okay, that's an interesting idea. So you're saying use an sref during the retexture. I don't know if that's possible. Oh God, I keep going to Midjourney TV. I lose so much time that way. Okay, so I'm going to go find a pencil sketch then. Pencil sketch. So here's a nice pencil sketch, sref. Go back to the editor. Can I I don't know if I can retexture to this. Okay, so if say possible new step, or you get the sref you want to retexture to and add it. Oh, I forgot the cref. Damn it. And you're also supposed to do the cref to the original image.
Yeah, I got lost on the steps because I think you dropped something, so.
Yeah, okay. 6.1, hey. Although, I don't know, man. The discovery of using sref with retexture seems really obvious. I can't believe we missed it. Johnny, did you know that? And I've just been because it didn't work before.
It didn't.
That's all we got to do, Ipsady. Huh?
Cref in retexture?
No, sref in retexture.
Oh.
We didn't even try it because it doesn't work. And then Himbo's like, can you just use sref? And I'm like, apparently now you can. Maybe you always could. Maybe there's incredible YouTube of people out there who are laughing at me right now because that's been true for weeks.
You know, I think I have used an image sref in retexture before, but not a code.
This is very cool.
Yeah.
But not a code.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Ipsady. It's edit, go to retexture, type in a description of the entire image you want to see. And then step 6 is add the sref code of the destination style. Add an sref code of the destination style. Now, what I'm curious about is whether adding a cref of the guy will also help. So I'm putting myself in 6.1. No, it won't, because then the code won't work. In 6.1, the code won't work anymore. So you can do one or the other. What happens when I submit the retexture? It's going to be reinterpreted. This code is now going to be a code from 6.1. I don't know what it's going to look like. Could be crazy. Snapdragon, how did I miss that? I'm going to have to take this recording down. I'm that embarrassed. And we've done this. We've done this several times. This and no one's called out. No one said, "What are you wasting your time?" Until Himbo. Until Himbo. What is going on? Oh, I see. It's in the prompt. Stop it. Am I in 7.0 now? I am. Okay, can we just stick with this, please? Yeah, well, it's not always, because that SV4 wasn't released right away. So this is fine. This is fine. So those are the steps. I think we got them. Let's do it again. Redman, thank God you asked us to do this again. Okay. So I'm starting over. Midjourney.com. Going to edit. Editing an uploaded image. I'm going to change, let's see. I'm going to change this photograph to an impressionistic. Oh wait, I'm going to change it to an SREF that I have. That's what I'm doing. So I'm going to explore. I'm choosing the SREF I want to see. Let's use this Hanna-Barbera looking SREF. Okay. Woman wearing a crocheted hat and glasses, smiling for a portrait. We'll try this SREF. I have to be in retexture. Okay. Does this look anything like her? It looks like a young version of her. Maybe. Let's see. This is fun, you guys. Oh, look at that. It changed her into a cartoon for sure. Some of it looks still photographic and some of it looks cartoony. That's fascinating. So what I can do though is download that image and go back, upload it, and then I can use it as my image prompt, my style reference. Wait, Johnny said don't use it as an image prompt. And I can use this as my Omni reference maybe. Say, an elderly woman wearing crochet hat and glasses, smiles for a portrait, and put my SREF back. Oh, thank you. Yes, the SREF weight might need adjusting. Oh, it defaulted to 400. I must have it set to 400 on my. Now my aspect ratio isn't matching. That's going to change a lot. Wow. Let me make this AR11 to better match the original. SREF matters a lot. This looks vaguely like her. The other ones do not, to my eye. Well, this one might look a little bit like her. First one definitely does, but doesn't look like a cartoon. Did I put the wrong SREF? Do I need to turn the SREF up to over? It's making her into a monkey, you guys. Do you see that? Monkey ears? Is this the right SREF? 315-7577. Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the right SREF. It just doesn't like the. Maybe I need the prompt to support it. Oops. Well, oh, that's because I'm using just the SREF now. I'm relying on the SREF. This is interesting. It doesn't look anything like her. This is better. Yeah, we're learning a lot with this. Okay, this is much closer. This is starting to have an echo. I know this person, what this person looks like very, very well, so it's easy for me to judge whether we've gotten close to the face or not. A lot of these you're probably thinking, why not? That looks like her, close enough. But only these begin to. These have a faint glimmering of her. And that's it. Turning it up to 1000. I'm now increasing the OREF just a little bit. And this is the original steps that Ipsady wrote, that you use it as an image prompt, a style prompt, and you put your original as your OREF. And you support it with the prompt. In order to get the face to look more like the face. Oh, that really worked. Unless this turns into a photograph again, in which case I'm done. Which case we've gone full circle. All right, where are we? Animation, 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 animation. Hooray! And this looks a lot like her. Oh, we did it. We did it. We did it. Redman, did you catch all that? Here, wait, let me hide all of the ones that didn't work so we know just the final step, which is the original thing we said. So that's good. All right. So the first step is load it into the editor. The second step is get on the retexture tab. The third step is write a prompt that describes the whole image plus style. And save it aside also because you might need it later, and Midjourney's not going to copy and paste it for you. Step 4, add your sref. Step 5, submit the retexture. Now, if this is a face, you keep going. If it's a face, you might need to bring it to download it. Download your favorite outcome and upload it again to blend it with to blend it further to bring with OREF to bring the face back. Yeah, it's a lot of steps. I mean, 1 through 5 are one step. Because that's the whole point, Nev, is to change exactly that image over to another image. Over to another style. That's okay. So Nev, what happens if you don't use retexture, then the whole composition will change. If you do use retexture, then you have a fighting chance of preserving the composition. So this was my original image here. Now, do you see the original image of the lady in the hat? Note the negative space here, the blue negative space, and the position of her head in relationship to the frame, and so on. When I use retexture, do you see how it preserved that composition? She's got the same negative space here. Her eyes and nose and mouth are in the same relationship to her face, to the frame, to her shoulders. So it just reskins the picture. It reskins the picture. But the problem is during the reskinning, it doesn't do a really, lots of things change. The details change. The broad composition does not change, and that's why we use retexture, because it's the only way to preserve that. But and we've tried to control the basics of the details with our prompt by saying it's a crochet hat, for example. But her face is not exactly, it doesn't look so much like her anymore. So then what we did is we brought that picture back in and used it as a style reference and an image prompt with the same prompt that we used in retexture. And now that we've got the new retextured thing, the one that has the style but not the face as an image prompt, and we have it with the style but not the face as a style reference, and we have the actual face as our OREF. Then when we submit this, we get this sort of thing, which looks a lot more like the person, but has maintained the style. That's okay. I'm perpetually rusty myself. So in theory, this is much closer than what we'd get if we just threw the ORF in and tried the SREF. Let's try that. What if I just said, here's this person and you apply this SREF. Do I get anything that... she's her face should be maintained, but do we get anything about the original image still? No, we get a new image. We get a new image and it's still photographic. And that's disturbing. So yeah, I like our process. I like the process. I think we could write that up. Welcome to Midjourney's prompt troubleshooting jam session. I am an owl at the bottom right of your screen. Hello. What we're doing up here at the screen that you see is experimenting with using retexture to change the style of an image. Basically, you can do it in one, but you can do it in one step, which is apply the SREF in the editor, just one step. But the problem is that sometimes the face loses its consistency, and which point we bring that picture back in so we can blend it with an OREF, with the original image as the OREF. So that worked out okay. Oh my gosh. Welcome Damage Case and Twisted Reality. Welcome Jude. If there are no questions, we can go on to a new workflow. If you have no questions, type NQ or no questions. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, that was kind of fun. Thanks for taking notes. Let me unmute Westendorf and unmute Twisted Reality. And unmute Damage Case, just in case. Just in Damage Case. Alien Moon, do you want your mic? I don't know if I've unmuted you. Let me do it. There we go. Okay. So that is our best guess for now for a style transfer. Call it a style transfer. Do you like? So the next thing I want to talk about is trying to get multiple characters organized on your screen. Not in order to do consistency of characters. That's another discussion. What I'm trying to do is to stop blending. Because if I say, a badger, a mouse, and a rabbit at a picnic, it is possible that I'll get the attributes of the mouse, the badger, and the rabbit mixed up. Like in these, I seem to have acquired 2 rabbits instead of a mouse. So how do we stop this blending is the question. Not how to keep each of the characters consistent. That's another project. In this project, we're just trying to stop blending. So it turns out that there is a formulaic sort of way to prompt. Now, this formula has been challenged. But in my testing, it continues to perform fairly well. I'm confident enough to share it with you. I feel like my owl is just like leaning forward, like he's so excited. So the way to do it is to, in my head, I imagine that I'm setting up guys, have you ever played with a sticker book? Is this just a little girl thing? You have a sticker book, and the sticker book has a scene, and it has silhouettes of the decals you're supposed to paste into the silhouettes. So you open the page, and the picnic is there, but it has just the silhouettes of the 3 characters and with no details. So that's the sort of, I don't know how else to describe that. I wonder if I could find a picture of that, just because it's a really good metaphor. Let's see. Do any of these have silhouettes on them where you know you're supposed to paste your thing? No, these are just play sets. You can paste them anywhere. Kids have such freedom these days. Mine has little silhouettes. I had to put the deer on the deer. This is so funny. So the first part of your prompt needs to describe the scene with the silhouettes, if you will, that you're going to paste your stickers onto. I really wish that, oh, there you go. You can see some silhouettes there. Transfer stickers. Heck. So, okay. So the first thing we're going to do is say, three characters are having a picnic. So that sets the scene. It doesn't detail the characters. It just sets the scene so that we know that there are 3 characters of some kind having a picnic. Now, this starts our diffusion off on the right foot. It knows now that there are supposed to be 3. It has 3 clouds in its head, so to speak, that we need to add detail to now. So that we can say the character on the left, notice that's not the first character and the second character, it's the character on the left, which is a spatial relationship. The character on the left is a badger. Character in the middle is a rabbit. The character on the right is a little mouse. Okay. You know, and then we can add the background. The picnic blanket has blue checkers. It's a sunny spring day in the park. Okay. So now that I've said 3 characters and then assigned left, right, and middle characters, the blending should be reduced or go away. And now, as you can see, we have no more blending. All 4 of them worked out okay. So this trick can be used in many, many circumstances, up until it can't, basically, because we've encountered some places where Midjourney actually gets really confused, especially with human figures. Because when we start saying the figure on the left, the figure on the right, sometimes it gets confused because they all of them qualify as figures, and it starts sort of printing the details of the person on the wrong character slot. But until you hit that, this is a very, very good formula to use. Does anyone have an idea of how to name this formula? Does the space order follow the text order? You mean, do I have to put the statement about the middle in the middle? I don't think you do.
I've noticed in some cases, if I'm not saying who's on the left and who's on the right and who's in the middle, it will often put them from left to right. If I have multiple characters, it'll draw them from left to right just because of the order that I listed them in.
So I said the character in the middle is a badger, the character on the right is a rabbit, the character on the left is a little mouse. So the character in the middle is a badger happened twice, and then all the blending happened. So Himbo's right. It matters that I said it, that I put the left one on the left and the middle one in the middle and the right one on the right. Weird. What if I just changed the left and right? I don't think that worked. It really wants to be left, right, middle. What if I say, on the right is a badger, in the middle is a rabbit. This is what Collect would tell me to do. On the left is a little mouse. Let's see if Collect is right. Nope. On the right is a badger. In the middle is a rabbit. Nope. That didn't blend. But it's also not in the order I said. It's not in the order of the text either, though, Himbo. I said badger, rabbit, mouse. So badger, rabbit, mouse. It didn't respect the position of the statements. Badger, rabbit, mouse. This one worked out okay. This one kind of worked out okay. I wonder if I stabilized it with a style. And also I'm going to turn up EXP, by the way, which I'm experimenting with, Johnny. This might interest you. I've been experimenting with maxing out my EXP and watching prompt adherence and blending, and I'm getting suspicious. I'm getting suspicious that high EXP, although I'm not a big fan of how it looks, I'm beginning to think that high EXP helps with blending and coherent and prompt adherence. So y'all take your pipes and stick that in them and see if you can smoke it.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm just mousing it, Snapdragon. I'm just doing EXP 100. I haven't even tried to be nuanced about it. I'm just shoving EXP 100 on there, and I'm wondering if I have confirmation bias. No, it doesn't make everything sharper. It makes everything more ornate. It makes everything more ornate. It is itself sort of an SREF of its own kind. It is David's personal SREF. It is David Holtz's personal SREF. He gets his own command for his for his P code. That's how I feel about it. I feel that EXP is his P code and we all get to use it. And when I put it on my prompts, I swear to God, prompt adherence goes up, Himbo. But you guys have to cure me of that assumption. I mean, am I right, or am I just like rubbing the back of my head here?
Remember when EXP came out, some people were saying that it works better with low stylize, but also that it messes up prompt adherence. I don't recall who said that, but
Collect,
maybe
probably.
they're wrong.
So I don't know. It might be confirmation bias. It might be confirmation bias. I am ready to believe that.
Yeah.
Look at that adorable cat. Look at him.
That's a good cat right there.
That's a good cat. Brenda agrees with me. There's a couple of people who brought my attention to it. So I don't know. Yeah, let me know what you think. I am really curious. Promptogram, Mr. Shoney, if you guys start using high EXP, do you get the sense that your prompt is being listened to better? Is your prompt adherence going up? Or is it my confirmation bias imagination? Brenda's suggesting that I throw EXP in there when Midjourney doesn't listen. And so like Brenda uses it as a prompt adherence tool. So maybe it's true. Maybe lots of us have confirmation bias. It also makes things more ornate and textured. No doubt.
I notice most about it is that it makes things very blue-gray. So
also true. I noticed that too.
To counteract that by specifying a palette.
Yeah, it's a very strong sort of, that's why I said it feels like it's just like somebody's P code. You know? And I know David had a finger in it, so maybe it's one of his P codes sort of, and we get to use it. Yeah, I don't like the art outcome so much. I'm not a big fan of how it looks. It's got a lot of stuff that it just isn't to my particular taste. But I'm ready to fight with it because the prompt will probably win. So I mean, if I took this, if I don't like this children's storybook texture, I could probably say a charcoal sketch of, and now that I said a charcoal sketch, maybe I'll actually get a charcoal sketch and never mind the P code. I mean, never mind the EXP value. Yeah, kind of. I mean, I didn't specify black and white. Let's see. How about a modern vector flip art of okay, Brenda. Brenda's saying, look, just use it at 35. You get your prompt adherence boost without the obnoxious styling. Obnoxious to me. I'm so sorry. I know that there are people who really love what EXP does. I like how since there's a mouse, there's always cheese on the blanket. but no carrots. A picnic with cheese and carrots. Now, the thing is, the cheese and the carrots are for the mouse and the rabbit, but guess what the mouse and the rabbit are for? At this picnic. There we go. There's the clip art style. Also, I wonder if EXP can be overridden with an sref. Like, what if this is a very, very strong sref. It's crazy. So, take out my style phrase here. Just start with 3 characters and then take out my profile and just use sref. Hold on. Yeah, my profile's off. Great. See how that goes. There you go. I'm going to max out EXP and see if EXP can fight this sref. Fight, 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 fight. Nope. sref wins. KO. sref absolutely wins. So there you go. There's how to overcome Himbo, the ornate textured whatever. I mean, you can see XP's trying to do some stuff, but so we've got a little bit more time, and I'll tell you what the third thing is that I wanted to talk about today here at the Midjourney Prompt Troubleshooting Jam Session. If you, by the way, have a question or comment or want to see a demo of something or a tutorial, or you want to learn a particular thing or explore a particular thing, or you have a problem, prompt, or project you're working on, this is the right time to interrupt and just cargo drop that stuff into the chat, no matter where you are. And even if you're watching this as a recording later, you can still put it in the comments and we're likely to help you out. And while we're waiting to see if anyone has any other questions or whatever, we can do the third thing I thought we might do today, which is share your favorite prompt for testing srefs. And void prompts don't count. So prompts that are just like, I say the word keyword and hit return, or I use double quotes and hit return. I don't mean those. I'll show you what I'm talking about, because I've got some favorite sref testers that looks like these. This is stationary. When I ask for stationary, I get to see a lot of what the prompt will do, what the sref will do. The trick to a good sref testing prompt, in my opinion, is using a lot of words that call for design, but that don't specify what the design should be. So, for example, mine says stationary border design with motifs. I don't say what the motifs are. Just motifs. And so that means the sref is forced to come up with what the motifs are. And that is what tells me what the sref does.
Could you perhaps use aesthetics instead of motifs?
Instead of motifs? Yeah, probably. You could use all kinds of things. You could just say, a poster with designs on it. And I'm pretty sure because that demands that Midjourney draw something with designs.
Mhm.
No, it didn't work. It produced a picture of a poster.
Oops.
So I don't know. I started out. That's how I developed this prompt. Was by tweaking it away from mistakes like this until it showed me what I wanted. So let me look at. I'm gonna go ahead and hide. I don't know what this guy is doing. I'm not deleting his art. I'm only deleting the message in Discord. So his art is still there. Let's see. Okay, Snapdragon, thanks for the test. Oh, yeah, Snapdragon, use a prompt that would solve for blending. Like, in this case, it would be 3 characters reading books in the library. The character on the left is a dragon. The character in the middle is a cat. The character on the right is a quirky woman. The library is lit by candles during twilight, or whatever. So that prompt would separate them, but not perfectly. That prompt would separate the 3 characters, but not perfectly. Then the idea is if that prompt, which almost separates all 3 characters perfectly, if we give it to EXP, if we add EXP to it, is it even more perfect? Does it close the gap? But yeah, Midjourney doesn't really have a fighting chance. A dragon, a cat, and a quirky woman reading a book in a library. Yeah, I see what you mean. That it seems that at least especially number 4, it's her dress and the dragon sort of blend. But I see what you mean. Yeah, it's much worse with EXP. No, it's about the same. You get. Oh no, only 1 out of EXP didn't blend. I see. Yep. That test. Is there chaos in here? Oh yeah, there's chaos. Yeah. Chaos, and also you have the stylized above the default. So those things will affect testing. You want to put everything at default for testing. Otherwise, there's too many variables for us to sort through. It's not that chaos is working against it so much as chaos is adding a variable that we can't predict, so it doesn't make a great test. Flat color wheel grid. Let's try that. Flat color wheel grid. Okay. That's a nice idea. And then this is Himbo's other test. These are cool. Now tell me about this one, Himbo, besides the fact that Prince finds an excuse to put a text on things. Snapdragon says it obviously works better without on the kind of parameters I tend to use. Fair. That's fair. For example, the woman is more convincingly reading the book without EXP2. Yep. And Pessoa says, one of the phrases I use to test SRFs, an explosion of color and motion without form. Nice. That's You guys are being so much less structured than I am. My stationary one is very organized. It had, it shows a frame of stuff affected by the SREF with, and then whatever the SREF thinks is open space. Definitely explosion being the operating token in that one. A long permutation. Cabinet of Curiosities, cool. I also do one with a Cabinet of Curiosities feel, which is this one. Try this one, Snapdragon, in the same sense as yours. See several tchotchkes and one frame photograph and a single stuffed animal. So that tells me what does this SRF do with animals? What does this SRF do with photographs? What does this SRF do with objects, which is what yours does. I love testing SRFs with tchotchkes and curiosities and shelves of things.
Mhm.
So cool. Could just endlessly play with it. Look at this room with these little aquariums all over it.
Mhm.
It's the coolest thing ever. I would so spend a day in this room. Wow, Ambasoa. Okay, let's look at this. How many pictures is this going to create? Whoops, 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 whoops. A lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. Shattered colored glass, excuse me. Close-up of blue jay feathers. Wide shot of graffiti-covered walls in an abandoned factory. A wide shot of a futuristic concert hall. God rays shining down on a lush forest. Scientists lovingly repairing a cyborg using mismatched salvaged parts. Well, I don't know what's going on here, but don't wipe it on the sofa. That's cool. Nubian queen surrounded by her children and advisors. A minimalist logo, close-up of peeling paint. Grass growing through cracks in an uneven sidewalk. A character sketch made with alcohol markers. Heartbroken fans after their team is eliminated from the playoffs. Full body character turnaround sheet with various angles and poses. Horror movie found footage video clip with timestamp. Film noir dark alley scene. DVD screen grab from a 1950s movie shot in Super Panavision. Architecture of an ancient civilization. Afrofuturism. Movie poster for Fear. A museum with ancient artifacts on display. That's a huge investment in an SREF test. I mean, I love it, but I'm sitting here thinking that's a long wait on relax. That's like 20 minutes of relax waiting, but so rewarding. Especially this one. What a cool idea. A horror movie found footage. I'm going to try with some SREF randoms. Sued. SREF random. What a great idea. This one has really is featuring the timestamp.
Mhm.
Yeah, look at those. That's cool. Does anyone else want to share one? Johnny, do you void prompt it, or do you have one that shows you a couple things?
I usually vague prompt.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Afrocentric waifu. Yes, Yakko.
Mhm.
He's not here today. I've been trying to use the SREF examples from the poll, says Yakko. I've been doing, oh, Westendorf says I've been doing bonsai conflagration. Wow.
Hmm.
SREF examples from your SREF ranking. From here? Or from here? Some of these are non-functioning? In what sense are they non-functioning? They throw an error? From ranking, I'm in the wrong place. Tasks, rank style images. So you grab one of these and you're not sure if it's okay. So what's happening is we're seeing a mix in ranking of V6.1 and V7. So if you try to run, like if you find one you like and you think, oh, I'm gonna run this, I love it, and it happens to be a V6. They're not providing the style. Well, that's what happens if you use the in the wrong version. It doesn't do it in V6 either. Maybe they have V5 ones in there too. Yeah, I absolutely want to see an example. Fantastic.
Example.
Example. Example. Example. Example. Example.
Can I say what my challenge is?
Yes, in the intervening lull, tell us your challenge.
Someone on the website they said they were going to unsubscribe because Midjourney would not give them a man without a nose. And I was like, no way, that can't be that difficult. And
It's
some
that
other people
difficult.
in the
It
room
is.
got in on trying it, right? And yeah, they even like used a reference of Voldemort, and it still just kept drawing him with the nose.
Right. As
I was really
long
surprised.
as you use the word man or person or human, it will always have a nose because the archetype of human is of those words are too strong. But you can start getting no nose if you say alien or humanoid.
Right.
Do you guys try that?
I didn't get that far, but it definitely, like, I figured if I did Niji with alien stuff, like, I've gotten noseless people thousands of times
Right.
without saying
And,
noseless. So,
right. As long as you don't say the word nose or anything
right.
related to the word nose, and you don't say anything related to human beings,
Uh-huh.
like mask or face or
Mhm.
person or figure, as long as you say alien or humanoid or whatever,
Mm.
then you can start getting close. Now, what happens, of course, is it doesn't really look like a person with no nose anymore. It looks
Right.
like some weird, it looks a little bit alien, right?
Mhm.
Um, and then you have to like blend it with an OREF to take it back and so on. So the right thing to do would be to take the character you want to have no nose or
Mhm.
generate it with a nose, Photoshop the nose out, and then use that going forward to help,
Mhm.
you know, guide your images. It will put the nose back on though if you use any word that indicates nose.
Mhm.
The only thing that won't put the nose back, no, even retexture will put the nose back on.
Mhm. I'm sitting here thinking, if you took a photo of a perfectly human-looking human, and you could use editing with layers to just, like, take part of their forehead and graft it on where their nose was.
Mannequin sometimes works for featureless face. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good one. You just got to get away from things with noses.
Mm.
Okay, so here is our thing. What is this? It's supposed to give you three-dimensional things made of knit. Um,
Mm.
so I'm going to do a diorama of a bedroom. All things being equal, what happens when I use this SREF? It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It did exactly, this is adorable. Did exactly what it's supposed to do. Made things out of felted wool. Make a person.
Mhm.
Um, man washing dishes at. Oh, I got a little felted wool dude with little felted wool sponge. That's great. I love this SRAP. What else, Yakko? Let me use your prompts.
So
Woman isolated on a white background. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm noticing in your screenshots, Yako, that both your stylize and your chaos are up like pretty dang high, which,
Yeah, that's the first thing I said. Yeah,
right,
yeah. I
okay.
said you need to increase SW, not S, if you want it to
Yeah.
look like this. Um, yeah. So yeah, I got a photograph in two of them. The the felt expressed itself in the hat and the clothes in these two, and I got a felted woman in the others. Um, can I increase SW to make the S stronger? Can I reduce stylize? SW didn't help. Reducing stylize didn't help. Oh, whoops, except this is SW 1000 and low stylize. Try that. Took stylize down to 10 just to experiment. No change. If I use just default everything, Yeah. Some of these, the felt expresses itself around there. If I say felted wool woman, does it lean into that? If I say human female, I say feminine figure. I'm just experimenting. Aha, feminine figure made all 4 of them out of felted wool because it got away from woman as an archetype. Because a woman looks a certain way. And this is a completely photographic SREF. Now we're thinking it's not photographic, it's felted wool. No, it's a photograph of felted wool. It's a photograph of stuff made out of felted wool. So, if you say woman, the photograph, the intersection of woman and photograph is a photograph of a woman. So I see that you can get a felted wool woman, but if you avoid the word woman, you can get them all felted wool. Whoops. Loving the SRF test prompt. Oh, those are cute. XP100, I like it. Makes everything look the same though, but the prompt adherence goes up. So what do you think, Yakko? Did this solve your problem? You are not wrong. But you know what I think? I think you'd probably have to troubleshoot for each one individually. All right. So you're saying a woman isolated on a simple background gets a photograph instead of this blue. There are no words with it, promptogram. Let me read promptogram's question out loud for everyone. Promptogram says, what does a void prompt do with SREF? Does it throw random words at it? Does it throw words that are most relevant to that particular SREF, i.e. words that particular SREF are best at? The answer is a void prompt. The only thing processed when you send a void prompt is the void. So you can't really send a blank prompt with an SREF. What you're sending is probably a period or a double quotes or the word void or whatever. And so what happens is that token, there's no embeddings for it. It doesn't find any information. It goes out into the latent space and it's like, all right, I want to make a picture. Give me the rules. And there are no rules. But you know what there are? There are all kinds of rules for how that SREF behaves by default. So the system defaults kick in for that SREF. And so you can see the expression of the of whatever the SREF does when it can't get any help from the prompt. So it's all of the sort of the default aesthetic rules and coherency rules and so on. So it'll start picking its own subjects. It'll start picking its own composition. It'll pick its own everything. Now, it's not truly a void prompt. So what you're really doing is seeing how the SREF is influenced by this tiny, random influence associated with the double quotes or whatever you sent. So it's not truly a quote void. We call it a void prompt because we need a name for something, for prompts that don't otherwise, that try to minimize their interference. Does that make sense? I'm squinting at you. Does that make sense? So if a void prompt tends to make a close-up of a woman's face, it will incline towards that when you add a text prompt. Prompt cat and we'll make a close-up of a cat's face, or a close-up of a woman and a cat. That's a big assumption, Snapdragon. Because the prompt is stronger than the SREF. So depending on what is it? I can't even see what's there.
There's
that a
3
joke?
characters in that box. It's
Oh,
actually
really?
the blank braille character.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I learned that from Kaitemi. It's a nice, clean, special character.
Well, it's not clean. It's got correlations, just
Right,
like
right.
anything, every other character. That's why I keep having to warn people. It's not really a void prompt. No matter what you do, Midjourney doesn't let you send a null prompt.
Yeah.
So you're always going to get something with correlations, and the correlations might be low enough, we hope, that Midjourney's like, oh, I don't know, I'll just show you my defaults. But for all we know, that void character is incredibly co-occurrent.
Right. I tried something yesterday and got an error message that I don't think it even said, "Oops, something went wrong." I think it was like so unexpected that like the system didn't know how to act. I was trying to do a blend with an OmniRef and no words. That did not work. So like two image prompts and an OmniRef. No text.
Oh, and no text.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. There's lots of places where Midjourney insists that you enter some text.
Mhm.
But blending, usually it's sufficient, but the moment you enter an OREF or something like that, it's like, no, I'm sorry, you have to blend something else too.
Yeah.
Also. Look at this third one, it broke.
Nope.
Is it really broke? Oh, no, it just didn't. The website broke, not the renderer. So Snapdragon says true, but the vaguer the prompt, the more you see the underlying tendencies, I think could be wrong. Yeah, that's the theory. That's our theory, Snapdragon. But here's the weakness in our discovery. We see the underlying tendencies, but the moment we interact with those underlying tendencies with our real prompt, like we're like, aha, I see that it is generally going to do big eyes, and it's going to have red cheeks, and it will have strong black shading. Like, these are its tendencies. And then I put in a prompt like a woman isolated on a white background. Okay. And all of a sudden, look what we get. I mean, my void prompt came back pure felt wool. But the moment I gave it an archetype that was strong enough to argue with the SREF, we get this lady. She's ready for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can learn what the tendencies of your SREF are. but you really can't use that information anywhere reliably. I mean, you can get the gist of it, and if you do it often enough, you could become sort of fluent, and you sort of have this sixth sense, like you don't know why you know, but you know, right? But it's not very reliable. So people who are like, oh, who are like, oh, I've got this perfect void prompt. It gives me the perfect example of what this will do because it's sending a token of very low correlations. I'm like, that's not as helpful as what you were doing earlier, Snapdragon, or what I was doing when we did tchotchkes and animals and stuff, because that we can reuse. That at least tells us if we interact with this prompt and ask for animals, it is likely to go toward cats, right? Because we've tested animals. We've tested something that the prompt actually chews on. So we could go back and forth forever. It's like a religious argument whether void prompts are helpful. Promptogram says, so a void prompt brings out the default system of that sref or the subjects of that particular sref is good at or fond of. That's right, Promptogram. And then you can't really use that information is what I'm saying. Because how are you going to use it? You're going to write a prompt, right? And the moment you write a prompt, you're going to overwrite whatever the defaults are. But it's academically interesting, and it might help. As I say, over time, you might kind of get the gist or a fluency, and you won't be able to explain how you know, but you know. For example, a silk screen sref can also do photos, but that's not what they're good at. Right. Yeah, like I can make this felt wool thing do photographs, but it's going to try to sneak felt wool in for sure. Okay, Yakko. See you later. Bye. Snapdragon. A simple garden of a marmalade cat and a flower garden. Cat and nothing. Yeah, are you manipulating this? Yeah, you can make this sref do a lot of different things. Prompt wins. Prompt wins for sure. Welcome, gamer, by the way. Gravenbach, you've been so quiet. Guys, I would love it if you would leave feedback, positive or negative, on our tally form. And if you are interested in Midjourney events, we have a whole calendar of them. The educational events are 3 times a week, and the social events are 3 times a week, and then we have special guests in between. If you fill out the feedback form, you will by the end of the year, I believe, start getting digital goodies sent to you, based on what your email that you put in there and stuff. So Snapdragon says the less information you put in the text prompt, the more Midjourney will default. Right. Exactly. Exactly so. The other thing I want to say is for those of you who are interested in soundscapes, if you don't know what soundscapes is, let me know. I'll explain it. If you're interested in soundscapes, we have, I think, 3 coming. One with Stu, one with Westendorf, and one with Gallifrey.
Yeah.
Cool.
So those will be coming through one. I think Gallifrey wants to do a Halloween one.
Nice.
So we'll get those scheduled. I'll let you guys know.
Excellent. I'm a huge fan of soundscapes.
Me too. It's be pretty relaxing.
Mhm.
Okay, you guys, I am gonna call it. Thank you so much for joining me here at Midjourney Prompt Troubleshooting Jam Session. We got a lot done. We answered a lot of questions and explored a lot of processes and our workflows. That was really, really cool. I look forward to seeing you all at our next event tomorrow, art class with Peter Moorbacher. Don't miss it. He is an amazing teacher and unlike the rest of us, is a professional artist who is famous. If you know his area, he is heckin' famous. So go talk to a celebrity, and we will see you around Midjourney today. Remember, if you want to volunteer, become a Midjourney volunteer. This is an enormous community, and we always accept volunteers. Just send me a DM, and I'll get you set up with that. All right, we are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Clarinet.
Thank you, Johnny.
A good one.